The race to the fastest gaming phone is fast and furious, and the Red Magic 6 Pro is the first in the world to launch with a 165Hz display rate. But does it make it the ultimate gaming phone in 2021? Hey G Nation, I'm Ben, and today on Android GameSpot, the unboxing, review and gameplay test of the new Red Magic 6 Pro. Disclaimer, this was sent to me by Nubia for the purpose of this review, but all thoughts expressed in this video are mine, and with that out of the way, let's do this! I'll be unboxing both the Red Magic 6 Pro and the dual-core iStock, and for starters, just looking at the box here, we can already see a shift in the design from previous models that had more of a cyberpunk packaging to this slick and stylish dual-tone logo. And before we take a dive into the phone, let's check out what comes in the box. We have a charging cable, and it's great that it's Type-C to Type-C, unlike the previous models. Next, we have the power adapter. It's a little bulkier compared to the one shipped with the 5G and 5S, but it supports faster charging at 30 watts, and to finish, it comes with a protective case alongside the user manual and the warranty card. Let's move on to the phone. The Red Magic 6 Pro comes in this moon silver color with a 2.5D Gorilla Glass in the front, a glass back cover with an aluminum metal center frame, and a phone weighing 220 grams. Now onto the dual-core iStock. Inside is a spring-loaded dual-fan cooler with an attachment. Now I think there is built-in RGB lights, but we'll test it out to make sure. Also in the box is another Type-C to Type-C cable for the power supply. Right off the bat, we have a 6.8-inch AMOLED display with up to 165Hz refresh rate and 500Hz touch sampling rate, coupled with the Snapdragon 888 processor with up to 2.84 GHz of speed, 16 GB of RAM, 256 GB of storage, and a 5050 mAh battery. On the left, we have the volume rocker, a vent for the internal cooling fan, and the red switch to launch the GameSpace software, which we'll dive more into during the gameplay test. On the right side, we have the power button, a noise cancelling mic, the exhaust vent, and the two shoulder triggers. The top has a 3.5mm audio jack and another noise cancelling microphone, while the bottom sports a speaker grill, the main microphone, the USB-C connector, and the SIM card tray. There is 2 SIM card slots, but sadly no room for a micro SD card. It's worth noting that the top and bottom have this slight concave shape that makes for a better grip when gaming. Lastly, the back has the Red Magic font in the middle with the logo that lights up in red, 2 RGB stripes on the sides, and from top to bottom, the 64MP main camera, the 8MP ultra wide, and the 2MP macro lens, and the front camera is sporting an 8MP lens. The Red Magic 6 Pro comes with the newest version of GameSpace. This is the phone's dedicated gaming feature, which can be switched on by flicking the red switch on the left. Once that's done, you can browse your games, access the menu that features some quick toggles, and this is also accessible in-game. On the top we have toggles for performance boost, and to set up the shoulder triggers, the new addition here is in the second row, which can launch some selected apps like Discord or WhatsApp in small interactive windows. There's also a brightness slider with some other quick toggles to tweak the performance to your needs. Another feature is the GameSpace Center, which you can access by tapping the icon in the top right corner. Here you will find a quick summary of the games you played recently, the turbofan switch, and so on. The shoulder triggers, which are my favorite gaming feature of the Red Magic series, is even more responsive than before. It's really easy to set up, as you just drag the L and R to wherever you want the triggers to work with, and voila! This provides a nice experience that is a hybrid between playing using the touchscreen buttons and gameplay controller, and they work great whether you're playing an FPS, an MMO, or a racing game. It's also worth mentioning that the phone comes with this smart game feature, and what it does is that it automatically controls the phone's temperature by ramping up the cooling fan when necessary, and analyzes the game's capabilities to match an adequate refresh rate, choosing the best refresh rate for each individual game from the 60, 90, 120 and 165Hz displays available. I played a bunch of high demanding games, as you can see, maxing out the settings for each one, and I didn't notice any frame drops or lagging issues. Playing PUBG Mobile here, which is capped at 60 FPS and max settings. Here is Genshin Impact at 60 FPS at overclocked performance. Also, League of Legends Wild Rift at 60 FPS max settings. Next is Call of Duty Mobile and Death Trigger, both capped at 120 FPS.
What do we have here? Shit. Enter the world of pain.
Here's Rio Racing 3 and Bullet Force, both running at max settings and 165Hz refresh rate. The ice dock is pretty straightforward to attach, and you can hook it up to the phone or an external power source, and it does what it claims it does, and with barely any sound, which is nice. Also, both fans light up with the RGB lights, and it's worth mentioning that the lighting effects can be customized and the cooling fan controlled through an app with Bluetooth. Starting with the pros, the Red Magic 6 Pro comes with a sleek and minimalist design that is not too flashy, and I like that a lot. The 165Hz display, which is the fastest available right now, is coupled with the best chip of the Snapdragon 888, the built-in cooling fan that keeps your phone running games at high settings for longer periods, the responsive shoulder triggers, the stereo speakers that provide decent sound, a bigger battery life, and competitive fast charging at 30 watts all come together for a nice and comfortable gaming experience. Now, I'm aware that there aren't that many games that run at 165Hz refresh rate, so one will wonder, and rightfully so, why do I need this feature? Well, the thing is, while testing games for the 6 Pro, I noticed that now in 2021, there are way more games that are running beyond the 90Hz mark compared to last year, and this shows that mobile gaming is moving towards that high definition, high refresh and sampling rate that PC and console gaming have, and it's moving there fast. As for the cameras, the front camera is an 8 megapixel, and as you can see, the quality is limited in details and is kind of on the blurry side. The back sports a 64 megapixel main camera with an 8 megapixel ultra wide lens and a 2 megapixel macro lens. There is 3 zoom toggles, 3x, 5x and 10x, and the further you zoom in, the worse the picture quality gets. But for the most part, the main camera takes good photos with the daylight. Video-wise, the Red Magic 6 Pro supports up to 8K at 30 FPS, 4K and 1080p at 30 and 60 FPS, as well as 720p. The video quality is satisfying, but overall, the camera section could be better. Also, the phone software has some weird translation here and there, and the lack of microSD storage is a con in my book. It's also worth noting that only the Chinese version is bundled with the 66-watt fast charger, while the global one comes with a 30-watt charger. As far as high-end gaming phones in 2021, and at the time of this video, there are only 2 competitors to the Red Magic 6 Pro, and they are the Black Shark 4 Pro and the Asus ROG Phone 5. And while I haven't tested them, the spec sheets gives a good idea of where each of the 3 phones stand. The Red Magic 6 Pro has a higher refresh rate and a slightly bigger battery compared to the Black Shark 4 Pro, and while the ROG Phone 5 sports some better specs in general, the display is not as fast as the Red Magic 6 Pro and is priced at $200 more, making the Red Magic 6 Pro the sweet spot in the high-end mobile gaming market with 3 clear advantages over the competition: the 165Hz display, the built-in cooling fan, and the price tag at $699. It's a great deal for the money with an excellent screen, the best chipset in the market, excellent speakers, and a big enough battery. And that sums up my review of the Red Magic 6 Pro, and now I want to hear from you in the comments. Do you think the 6 Pro is the gaming phone to beat in 2021? Of course, as always, if you enjoyed this video, clicking the like button does help me out a lot and I would really appreciate that, and if you're new, consider subscribing because I put out new videos like this every single week. Also, special thanks to my Patreon supporters and YouTube members, and if you also want to support my videos and get access to the exclusive rewards, links are down in the description. Once again, I'm Ben, thank you AG Nation for watching, and I'll see you next time, right here on Android GameSpot. Stay epic!